Abanawa, Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, transliteration, our Father.
Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, I'm calling out to Yahuah, we crying. Turn off from seeing we living in anguish, and the gates thereof the language. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, I'm calling out to Yahuah, we crying. Turn off from seeing we living in anguish, and the gates thereof the language.
Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth, just the same. YHWH, 4 letters found in Dead Sea Scroll caves. Romans 10:13, whoever so calls on that name, the same shall be saved. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts as we forgive these debtors. Stultifying us creditors, Esau playing editor, defacing artifacts, showing true Jews had melanin. Finna call Chris Hansen in to catch these spiritual predators who pervert depictions of the Son of Man's skin. But let the dust settle in and wait for Yahuah to crack that dome as the sweetest metronome. To hear that so far from the sky, praying for forgiveness of sin. Ain't no retry. I'm praying that that gulf in the end isn't so far between you and I. I'm praying for 12 tribes to combine under the commandments of the Most High. As I face the east and say his prayer every sunrise.
Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, I'm calling out to Yahuah, we crying. Turn off from seeing we living in anguish, and the gates thereof the language. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, I'm calling out to Yahuah, we crying. Turn off from seeing we living in anguish, and the gates thereof the language.
Now it's Shabbat Shemayim. My heart is crying. Israel is dying in sin. I am wondering, when will this horrific rule of Edomites will end? Time's prophecy. I take your ways a cock at me. I rebuke them for hate speech. They want to lock up me, but there ain't no way they stopping me from dropping these bombs of truth. Chosen people worshiping Zeus, calling him Jesus. He's really Caesar. Bullshit. I prophesied to Israel. 2/3 can't hear. They are borrowers, trappers, and pimps of the year. Fly guys, Benjamin be on that, I. Selassie, Molly got dreads high. Not from Kwam Yasha'Allah. Birds fly up and try to holler. Arm, leg, arm, con. That spells Allah, the power. What will you do in that final hour when the sky is cracked by that woolly hair black Yahuah shy? Gun in my face, death in my eye. Life or death, live or die. Murdered by my own con. Life or death, live or die. Murdered by my own con.
Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, I'm calling out to Yahuah, we crying. Turn off from seeing we living in anguish, and the gates thereof the language. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, I'm calling out to Yahuah, we crying. Turn off from seeing we living in anguish, and the gates thereof the language.
It's massive killing, boom, boom. There ain't no Thanksgiving. Yahuah willing, you will see why your words can't hurt me. You jive turkey, you've been chilling with a Edomite woman. Ate a piece of a pie, caught syphilis and genital herpes. You hate sisters, you got screwed, little mister. Not trying to dish ya, this should really uplift ya. With the Ruah, if you knew what I just said, you would want to step to it. You refuse to, you a sucker. Like a hooker, you just blew it. Lollipop, and I knew it. T-Doc recordings, this crew is spiritual lyrics. Debtors wanna sue us. But now it's Shabbat Shemayim. Our Father which art in heaven. Being oppressed, cursed for breaking the Deuteronomy codes. Deuteronomy 28:15 through 68. Read that. Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. Read that. Everybody's against the black man, but everybody wanna be us, man. Cream of the planet. Asiatic.
Our time comes soon. We've been oppressed too long. Taunting me and my people till our lives are gone. Our time comes soon. We've been oppressed too long. Taunting me and my people till our lives are gone.
Clack, clack. Guns are blazing, bodies are laying every day on ghetto pavements. Girls molested by wicked men that their mothers trust to raise them. My first thought is to grab that thing and erase these abased men. But I realize I can't just kill lives that are products of European enslavement. Now many minds are like Frankenstein that are Willie Lynch related. See, some of us has never escaped it. We gotta do what it takes to break it. You say I hate them because they are rapists. Well, I hate the results of our ancestors being locked to mate in cages. I'm preparing for our engagement, this war against the children of Satan, patiently awaiting on Christ's return for this war of Armageddon. As stated in the 19th chapter of Revelations, our morals are merely disintegrate. We now walk the earth lost in space. My talk and thoughts won't make things safe because the truth often agitate. My destiny within the breath in me is to erase black self-hate. Don't call me a racist because I pinpoint hate and because I love to embrace my race. I belong to a nation that seems to have fallen within the abyss of degeneration since being made slaves in former days by out of the cave Caucasians. Now my people really believe that a fake white Christ is coming back to save them. I see false prophets soul searching in New York subway station. Christ be black like me, so can you actually please tell me why you're all hating? If you research, you will see that this is factual information. Because the truth I speak, you say, tell the docs are racist, I hate them. Damn, you black and Latino people are so amazing. Looks like only Yeshua can come back to save some. Get your mind right, kings. Get your mind right, man. Face this war, get ready for this war. Armageddon, there's a war on blacks, man.
Our time comes soon. We've been oppressed too long. Taunting me and my people till our lives are gone. Our time comes soon. We've been oppressed too long. Taunting me and my people till our lives are gone.
I'm far from perfect, but striving to be Christ-like. So perhaps I can make a difference within our thugs' life. Leaders, preachers, and teachers give them false perception that mentally maim. They're drowning in the pool of deception and corruption in these last days. They have no map, plan, and hopelessly cased to ever escape this ghetto maze. Slow down, little homie, pump your brakes. Because too many black men are rushing the early graves. Too many still live in mental caves. Others slip through the cracks, then forget about their race. But I have a master plan straight from the Creator that will lift up the entire nation like an elevator. We're just pawns in the games, the real players hate us. They love white knights, white queens, that's cool. Like a chess game, my people, they study our every move. Use your freedom of speech to teach, they might move on you. If you attempt to spark dark minds with your jewels, I'm not trying to make your thoughts mine, cause that's not cool. But you can't lose with the stuff that I use. I give birth to thoughts that break the curse. In 9 months, these dead minds I unearth. Born again, I teach them to love each other first. This promotes both mental and spiritual elevation. We need to stand up now to unite as a nation. Demand reparations for all the days that they enslaved us. They say you people just need to learn to exercise patience. It's been over 100 years and we're still waiting. He sighs and looks up in disbelief. The commander-in-chief has no love for we. He's supposed those who rule the earth justly. But I see death around the corner and hell up in the Harlem, B. Don't go to Ethiopia, can't you see? We got starving children right here on our city streets. This country really don't have no love for us. Is it possible to love whom you cannot trust? Things have to change, it is a must. After what was done to us, we've been beaten and shot for reaching for ID. Pay the police salaries to brutalize and murder me. Every city in America seems to be that the beast mentality is a monopoly. Our time come soon. We've been oppressed too long. Taunting me and my people till our lives are gone. Our time come soon. We've been oppressed too long. Taunting me and my people till our lives are gone. Collectives, student loans, foreclosures, auto repos, hard times. Fill this fire head. Hard times are trying to slay me. Temptation is waving. Devil on Hamashiach, heaven and hell is waiting. Barakatah Yahuah, send an angel down to see me. Hard times will drive you crazy. Can't let them drive me crazy. Hard times are trying to slay me. Temptation is waving. Devil on Hamashiach, heaven and hell is waiting. Barakatah Yahuah, send an angel down to see me. Hard times will drive you crazy. Can't let them drive me crazy. Debt collectors calling my cell phone. I know you want money, but I ain't got none. Got my woman bitchin' in my stressed out home. She must be cheating, she don't wanna get boned. She just touched down LAX's end zone. Sent me a text, nigga, we're done. Now the family court is garnishing my wages. Plus my new girl, just say she's pregnant. Police pulled me over, almost sprayed me. Mistaken identity, the shit is crazy. When the cops see me, they see an enemy. My skin is my sin, ain't no gin in me. A sobriety test for beer, a Hennessy. No Powerball course, this shit's offending. G really pulled me over. Jealous of my wealth, AMG Mercedes. Where the drugs at? Told the bitch to get a vibrate and fuck himself. Pray to don't Sandra Bland me in this cell. Hard times are trying to slay me. Temptation is waving. Devil on Hamashiach, heaven and hell is waiting. Barakatah Yahuah, send an angel down to see me. Hard times will drive you crazy. Can't let them drive me crazy. Hard times are trying to slay me. Temptation is waving. Devil on Hamashiach, heaven and hell is waiting. Barakatah Yahuah, send an angel down to see me. Hard times will drive you crazy. Can't let them drive me crazy. Heart starts racing, blood pressure starts rising when the cops pull behind me. Legitimate mimic over 300 grand. He says you're online, please. Still taxing my whip. We built this shit. White people are crazy. Fuck the IRS. You and I are a mess. May have PTSD. Redemption pro-self, help me free myself and then to lose on the system like a cripple on a crutch. We was a Uncle Tom while you snitch. Uncle Han said I was driving Miss Daisy from a hotel room.
Wake up! Time to clean yourself up!
Liquors got me calling hard times getting worse. My cousin got murdered. Damn, this shit hurts. Like Terry Whitaker, I dare to be great. I feel like giving up, but it's not thinking straight. This matrix is a me. Judge sent me to a shrink. Got a brother locked up. I can't think straight. Contempt for 30 days, the whole thing's a game. Most of y'all getting played like an Xbox of voluntary slaves. Don't put that in the bank, cause Yahuah saves. Hard times. Hard times are trying to slay me, temptation is waving. Yahuah HaMashiach, heaven and hell is waiting. Yahuah, send an angel down to see me. Hard times will drive you crazy, can't let them drive me crazy. Hard times are trying to slay me, temptation is waving. Yahuah HaMashiach, heaven and hell is waiting. Yahuah, send an angel down to see me. Hard times will drive you crazy, can't let them drive me crazy.
Heavyweight champion of all time, and if he remains dedicated and interested.
Let me tell you something you already know.
Without any distraction.
The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows.
Who has become
it's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
The hand of Yahuah, touched by the hand of Yah. But he's still alive? You feel that? Damn. You feel that? Feel that touch? Yahuah HaKadosh, feel this right here. Tazadot ain't locked up yet. Touched by the hand of Yah. How the hell's he still alive? Touched by the hand of Yah. Thought he would have been dead. It's the hand of Yah. Touched by the hand of Yah. Tazadot ain't locked up yet. Touched by the hand of Yah. How the hell's he still alive? Touched by the hand of Yah. Thought he would have been dead. It's the hand of Yah. Touched by the hand of Yah. They say that what fell to me, the dream on. Gave up on me, I had to keep going. Pretty women treated me like a creep, son. Wanted men with money when I had none. They all put me down, I rose like geese in the sun. Now these people trying to get my attention. Critics thought they had me, my burden's heavy. I had to carry it like a F-350 Chevy. Which way do you go when there's a fork in the road? When college is hell, where they keep souls and the women got gin in them. None of them is feminine, masculine, a new synonym for modern day women. Used to be friends, no longer calling me like a BC day. They are history, pushing for a bulldozer. Ain't no bitch in me, looking for support. My shadow's all I see. Realize that's when Yahuah should carry me. I've been touched by Yahuah's hand, my G. Tazadot ain't locked up yet. Touched by the hand of Yah. How the hell's he still alive? Touched by the hand of Yah. Thought he would have been dead. It's the hand of Yah. Touched by the hand of Yah. Tazadot ain't locked up yet. Touched by the hand of Yah. How the hell's he still alive? Touched by the hand of Yah. Thought he would have been dead. It's the hand of Yah. Touched by the hand of Yah. You try to kill my dreams, thought you was on my team. We weren't really friends, you don't know what it means to be true friends and how to defend the common bond that exists between men. You've been effeminized by modern lies that teach the world to hate real masculine guys. That's a bitch's thing. I see a G-string, I speak the real truth and let my nuts hang. An aggressive man, I don't apologize. On all 10 I stand, and I speak the real truth for bitches, men like you. By the hand of Yah, I've been touched, my dude. Let this message touch your soul, you can feel it too. The hand of Yah. Tazadot ain't locked up yet. Touched by the hand of Yah. How the hell's he still alive? Touched by the hand of Yah. Thought he would have been dead. It's the hand of Yah. Touched by the hand of Yah. Tazadot ain't locked up yet. Touched by the hand of Yah. How the hell's he still alive? Touched by the hand of Yah. Thought he would have been dead. It's the hand of Yah. Touched by the hand of Yah. Yeah, they had written me off. They didn't think I would make it, but I'm still standing on the oops and it's a G thing. I can see your G-string. Take off them damn Speedos. I'm blessed by the hand of Yah.
On CNN,
I spoke in 2007 about Barack Obama. And CNN said, well, what do you think about this young man? I said, I think he's brilliant. I think he has fresh ideas. But I'm under no illusion that even if he did become president.
I wrote this song from the heart. This is for all of you out there that's been doubted by some or everyone around you. Don't you ever allow someone to tell you what you can't do. Come on. This is for everyone that told me that I wouldn't make it. They gave up on me. They told me I was gonna be nobody, and I'll be dead before 25. They gave up on me. I came up on them. Still standing on all 10. Current tells it dark, so you know said it. This is how it got you. Survived the hood, lived in hell, everyone betrayed me. Knocked down, stepped back up, system couldn't break me. Told them I was coming up, said I was crazy. Put me down, entire town, act like they hate me. David Gaga's mindset, they couldn't break me. Steady swinging, bobbing, weaving, can't hurt me. Taking souls to control, angels raise me. I'm Yahuah's baby, thoughts try to play me. Cops try to spray me, Satan try to play me. Sell my soul, hell no, I'm not lackadaisy. Say we're lazy like Lazarus, hustling backwards. The buckets hats, crabs in it, pulling us down again. Tells a doctor best of them, telling you to run from sin. Con, not another like me. Haters cap about me, think I want that wifey because you know she likes me. Not my type, she and I is unlikely. I only pipe women living rightly. Christ be the reason I write these balls for you. I'm praying nightly. The Yahuah guides me the bright seas are ripe seas. Cast thy demons and eves with lyrics and rhythms. I'm giving exorcism, show you Yahuah's vision. Highest people should be living to make it to heaven. You're Ezekiel 37, valley of dry bones. John Jones break the law. You're the chosen one, keeps getting the thrones. Hard head, sore ass, when will you learn?
Be a manager, they don't understand me, bruh. But I got a plan for those that doubt me and talk about me. Used to feel worthless, the devil duped me. Now I'm on my purpose, you heard this. Eating out of dumpsters, haters curb nick. Flipped the Jeep off the Quinnell Hickson Highway, climbed out the pits. My other Jeep went head-on collision with Vic. Used to be homeless in kits, was treated like a skits. People said I wasn't shit, delusional for the glitz. Almost got locked, now I was ready to give it quits. Wearing thrown out knits, left cruising broken in bits. Clavicle broken through my shirt, need bleeding dipped. Used my skip class and walk with Crips. Battle rap pissed, mocked and skipped. Still climbed to the top tier despite biters who ripped. Had to pretend I was stupid despite my wit. Was robbed by my headliner, he blew it on chips. Was robbed for 15 racks, Viva Voce with his lips. My Versace I'm in was found and left in an alley, hanging in bins. Lived on a beach, basking in sin. Now I'm an AT alien, kicking it with him.
Fake leaders got you following too many isms. Judaism, paganism, Roman Catholicism. I'm baptizing you with knowledge and wisdom. Understanding serve just like a waiter. Metaphorically, you get the message later. Because of aphasia, been double crossed, so they call me 2X. Cross me out, step back up like a horror flick. Keep coming back, that guy in a movie. No matter what they do to me, teaching truthfully, introducing you to the new me. Bad boy like Diddy, my pocket pockets stay puffy. Ninjas ladies wanna rush me up in flocks. My salary tops when I was broken, fucked up. Same women would not give me the time of day. Now they jock ties a doc. I'm a product of discipline. If you're really listening, we all have a gift within. Raised up and living, then the old man is dead and you are born again. Never quit, keep striving. That's how you win. They gave up on me, I came up on them.
They gave up on me, but I came up on all of them. All of them. Their insults couldn't break me. I stood up, standing tall again, tall again.
Gratitude's my attitude. Don't you ever let anyone tell you that you can't do something. Rise up and do it. You are the man, a reflection of God, the Creator. If you believe it, you can will it into existence, bring it into fruition. Khan tells the dark, so you said it. Still standing.
Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. All praises to the Most High and His Son, man. So, welcome to another Shabbat. Shabbat. Praise to the Most High, to those people that still have air in their lungs and are breathing. But I'm going to say to you, the Most High are using demons to control a lot of you. A lot of you are just tap dancing. I'm going to tell you, a lot of you are going to get hell. The Most High already allowed a demon to take care of that food stuff on. And some more of you are going to die. Because you think this is a game. There should be no reason, people that allegedly are trying to follow the truth. And you can't make these high holy. You're not doing this for me. You're doing it for the Most High. You don't make these high holy days. You want to come around. I'm a part of something. Man, you ain't a part of nothing. You're playing. And I'll be glad when the Most High kill you. I said it. I'll be glad when He kill you. Man, in fact, I fast and pray that He kill His enemies, because I hate His enemies. And so either you're with the Most High and His Son, or you're with Satan and his agents. And most of you are with Satan and his agents. You got all kind of damn excuses, man. Some of you, like this guy Taurus, man, what the hell are you still around for, man? You never made a high holy day, man. You're not a member of us, man. Only your rib is more righteous than you, man. And the Most High is going to bring judgment to you, son. All of these high holy days, these people don't be showing up and so on and so forth, man. It incenses me. Because I know you're playing with the Most High, and He's going to kill you like He did Stephan. See, Stephan couldn't have died unless the Most High allowed that thing. The Most High allowed that thing, man. Because the man was trying to play both sides. And you can't play with the Most High. He's nothing to play with, man. And He'll kill your children, too. And you can like that, understand it, believe it or not. You can like that, understand it, believe it or not, and you'll see these things will come into fruition and come to pass because you guys think this is a game. You don't know when your life is going to leave you, man, when you're going to take your last breath. So you want to be in the right place. But too many of you people, I'm done playing with people, man, for real. You guys don't want to be around. Stay the hell away from me, man, because I don't want to be around no lukewarm Negro and Negroette. I don't want them around me, man, because you got vexed spirits. I can look at some of you and see your spirits as off as hell. And this is why the Most High is dealing with you the way that He's dealing with you, why things are so hard for you. Some people are going through tests, so the Most High is testing your faith. But some of you, He's giving you up already to a reprobate mind, man. He's giving you a reprobate mind. And since it's the Shabbat, we're going to read something from the Torah like we're supposed to do, man. These people come around pretend they want to be in the truth, man. You're not in the truth. You're in your truth. You're in your truth, man. Let's go to the book of Leviticus, the 27th chapter, man. And let's read about these curses. This is why you Negroes and Negroettes can't. You're treading water. And if you come by me, I'm going to push your damn head down. You're wicked behind. Let's go to Leviticus, the 27th chapter, and start reading at verse 15. We got to read something from the Torah since it's Shabbat.
Come.
I fast and I pray for the Most High's enemies, man. I know how ain't nobody show up over here, man. Now you got little Jeremiah, the youngest one, man, and he's showing up. He said, "Well, everybody up." I said, "Everybody that's supposed to be here is here." That's how the Most High made that thing happen, man. Some people has never been to no high holy days, man. You're not with the Most High, man, and you're gonna get judgment because you're playing. You're playing, man, and it's clear that you're playing. Like people, the Nefertali, man, go ahead and stay over there, man. Go ahead and stay over there. Stay over there, man. Whatever you're doing, stay over there. I'm tired of people. I'm calling people out, man. I'm tired of people playing game, man. I sat back and I watched it. Just stay the hell over there where you are, man. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. We don't need you over here, man. Well, Taurus, you stay the hell wherever you are. Don't come to none of our holy days, man. Don't come. Stay the hell wherever you are. Whatever you're doing, man, go ahead and do that. I'm tired of wicked Negroes trying to be around me and they're lukewarm. I don't want these people around me anymore, man. Stay the hell over there. Let's go to Leviticus, man. The 27th chapter.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 27, verse 15. And if he that sanctified it will redeem his house, then he shall add the fifth part of the money of thy estimation unto it, and it shall be his. And if a man shall sanctify unto Yahuah some part of a field of his possession, then thy estimation shall be according to the seed thereof. And homer of barley seed, shall be valued at 50 shekels of silver. If he sanctify his field from the year of Jubilee, according to thy estimation, it shall stand. But if he sanctify
his field, Negroes don't even know what the year Jubilee is, man. But they're supposedly serving the Most High. What are you sanctifying for the Most High? A saint is something that's holy, means set apart. What have you set apart for the Most High? You do what you want to do, man. You're living for you, not for the Most High, man. Let's go to the 26th chapter. Start reading at verse 15.
The book of Leviticus,
I can't make it this time, man. We don't listen, man. Now see why Hamashiach only had 12, man. I'd rather have 12 strong men around me than you weak, fake Negroes, man, and Negroettes and Spicks, whatever the hell you are. We don't want no fake people around us anymore, man. Don't need it, man. I see why Hamashiach only had 12. When these Negroes get touched, they start falling apart. I can't have no weak man around me, man, because I'll be the one to take your damn head off doing the judgment with the sword, man, of truth. I want no weak man, some man up in his... Man, get the hell away from me, man, before I bust you in your grill. Man always up on his woman, listen to his woman. She telling him, nah, you can't listen to them. Man, get the hell away from that wicked woman or get away from us. You're going to be under your woman. The Most High can't use you anyways, man. And some of you wicked men, you prevent the women. There are some women that want to be in this shoot, man. And you wicked Negroes don't want your woman around, man. Don't nobody want your woman. We're not these kind of men. But you're going to cause her salvation, man. Because you're a wicked Negro. And you know who I'm talking to. The woman want to be in the truth. And this Negro, he coming up all kind. Get the hell away from a man like that. The Most High bless you with someone better, man. Because he's causing salvation to be taken away from you. Let's go to Leviticus, the 25th chapter, 26 and 15.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 26, verse 15. And if ye shall despise my statutes.
So what's the statutes? Well, hold on. What's the statutes? The Most High tells you to gather, to congregate for. This is one of the six major high holy days, man. Negroes got all kind of excuse why they can't show up. This is one of the 6 major high holy days. You knew it. I put the calendar over there last year. People start tells you, oh, where's a high holy day? He's showing how much you're really interested, man. That's how lazy these Negroes dying. You should pray for death. You should beg for death. Because you're wicked. Go ahead, Al.
And if ye shall despise my statutes, or if your soul abhor my judgments, so that ye will not do all my commandments, but that ye break my covenant.
They're not doing the commandments, man. They're breaking the covenants. See, you're not coming over here because Tazadaq said so, or because General Yashabin or Kadar said so, or Benaiah. It's written. It's written that you have to congregate, and you know it because we went over again and again and again and again. But you always have an excuse. You always have an excuse, man. Go ahead.
Con. Verse 16. I also will do this unto you.
And this is what the Most High gonna do to you, man. This is what he's going to do to you. Go ahead, Al.
I will even appoint over you terror, consumption, and the burning axe.
This is why the constable is shooting you down, man. He's appointed terror over you. This is why you're thrown in the prison holes and so on and so forth. Because you won't do right. Because you're breaking these commandments. Go ahead, Al.
That shall consume the eyes and cause sorrow of heart. And ye shall sow your seed in vain, for your enemies shall eat it. And I will set my face against you, and ye shall be slain before your enemies.
You hear that, boy? The Most High is against you. Because you're not keeping his covenants, his laws, statutes, and commandments. So he set his face against you, and he's using an enemy against you. The Most High is allowing that thing to happen. You something happening. Oh, why is this happening? The Most High is allowing it. That's why it's happening. Go ahead, Al.
They that hate you shall reign over you, and ye shall flee when none pursueth you.
Yeah, you running, no one is even chasing you, man. And yeah, they hate you and they ruling over you, man. They done made your damn woman a daughter of adultery. Most of these damn Eves are nothing but harlots and whores, man. And glorifies it. Half of these damn women out here disgust me, man. It's hard to find a decent one. And they glorify being a whore, man. I told some woman, she liked one of my videos, I said, why don't you go and put some damn clothes on, man? Her damn face looked like a damn Halloween mask. So much damn war paint on. They call it makeup. It's makeup, it's fake. I had to respond to her. No, I've been married for 9 years. I said, you got a weak-ass man then. You on here like, get off of my timeline. Then I blocked her up.
God.
If you're a whore, man, just stay the hell away from me, man. I don't need that vibration. She'll put that spirit on another sister that's watching my videos. You understand what I'm saying?
That's crazy. Why is she liking another man's post? You know what I mean?
She's probably not even married. See, these women that be watching me, they know what I be talking about, so they lie over the time because they're gonna feel embarrassed because they're getting cut either way, man. It's a double-edged sword I'm swinging, man. If she's married, she's wrong because she got a weak man, and if she's not married, it explains why.
And the message fit up.
Every video, everything was seductive, with almost no clothes. And she fat and short, like a damn hobbit. Short and fat, man, like a damn hobbit. And still trying to shake herself, man. Me and my husband been married. I blocked her, man. That damn spirit from around me. You don't bring that spirit around me, man. I cut her, man. See, here's the thing, man. I don't care what these women think about me, man. I don't want them, man. But someone has to tell them, man. Because I'm going to tell you something, what I know, man. Even though they argue up, they're taking that vibration back with them. You understand what I'm saying? It makes them think when they're off to themselves. Like, yo, I'm really a whore. So, sister, hell, don't bring that around me, man. Because you're going to get cut.
That's when went over that what was that Tuesday night Bible study about demons beyond them. I started looking at them totally different because you got to look at them spiritually. They're really possessed by demons.
Yeah,
they're doing all the damn twerking and just you start to see it on their bodies. They're not like that's not the real them. That's a demon controlling them. Huh? It's totally different when you look at it from that perspective. When you're looking spiritually rather than just looking at some funky ass on the internet. Like it's just totally different.
And think about how many men have been up in her. I don't want no hole like that, man. And she think that's normal, man. That's what's sad. That's what's sickening, man. She think that's normal. Go ahead,
verse 18. And if ye will not yet for all this hearken unto me, then I will punish you 7 times more for your sins.
So the Most High is punishing these people. So all you people not meeting for these high, you're going to get punished, man. Don't think you're going to accept judgment. Most High don't want to hear your excuse, man. What did he tell Saul? Obedience is better than sacrifice. He don't care nothing about your excuses. If he tell you to do a thing, then you do it. Bottom line. This ain't no bargain. You can't make no bargain with the Most High. So we're going to talk about how the Most High, you could drop that right there, Kadar. We're going to talk about how the Most High utilizes the enemy to test your faith and to break you down. See, in his sovereignty, Yahuah gives both the angels and mankind free will. We have free will. That means we have the ability to choose right or wrong. And I can prove it. Satan had a choice, man. He chose wrong. We have free will to make choices, both angels and mankind. And both angels, those ones with high Shaitan, and man fell from grace when they chose their personal will instead of the will of Yahuah. See, the Most High knew the risk of entrusting freedom to the creatures that he created. But he also knew the relationship and love could actually exist through the freedom of the free will. See, love is a choice. It's not this stuff that they done took. Oh, baby, I love you. That ain't no damn love, man. That's emotional madness. Someone give me the book of 2 John 6. What is love? She's always, oh, I love you. See you later, baby, I love you. What is love? According to the scriptures, what is love?
The book of 2 John, verse 6. It's only one chapter. And this is love, that we walk after his commandments. This is the commandment that as ye have heard from the beginning.
Which love? Hold on. Because the Christians say we don't have to keep the commandments. Which love? Read it again.
And this is love, that we walk after his commandments.
That we walk after his commandments. What do you mean the Old Testaments are done away with? This is love, that we walk after his commandments. So if you love your woman, you would teach her the commandments, and she don't keep her, you will put her away. Because the scriptures say, if she go not the way that you would have her, put her away and write her a bill of divorce. Give me that, man. In Sirach 25 and 26, I think it is. Finish that out, Kadar. Someone give me Sirach 25 and 26. If woman don't listen to you, man, you put her away, man. Don't put up with no madness, man. These modern women are off, man. They're off as hell. If she want to be a worldly woman, let her go out there and be a worldly woman, man. Don't put up with that madness, man. So, because she'll put demons on you, man.
Con.
2 John chapter 1, verse 6. And this is love, that we walk after his commandments. This is the commandment, that as ye have heard from the beginning, ye should walk in it.
Book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus chapter 25, verse 26. If she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go.
I'm going to ask y'all, where's Tyreek, man? Where's Tyreek? What happened? What did we do to Tyreek?
Nothing.
That man is under his woman, man. And someone need to say it, and I'm going to be the man to say it. He's under his woman, man. The woman didn't like when we called them out. Notice now, I pay attention to everything, man. When we called them out in that video way back with Yashabin, man, that's when that man vanished, man. See, that's a man that's in there. Most High can't use no man like that, man. Most High can't use you, man. No matter how much you go out and stand on the corner and talk about Esau, the Most High can't use you, man. Love is keeping the commandments, man. Keeping your woman in order. Because you're supposed to be the head of that family. Understand that. So love is keeping the commandments. See, unfortunately, freedom that the Most High gave us literally allowed sin into the world. Through who? The woman. The woman. I'm not a misogynist because I'm telling the truth. Well, I guess the Most High is a misogynist. It came from the Bible. What did the Most High say? Of the woman, what? In the beginning of sin.
Oh.
So Adam didn't bring it into the world. She did. Huh? Rock 25 and 24. 2 verses above that, Yashabin.
Gone. Book of Rock.
He's breaking up. He's breaking up tonight.
I got you.
25 verse 24.
He's breaking up. He can't even hear us.
Come on.
The book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, chapter 25, verse 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die.
Well, why is preachers teaching that Adam and Eve sinned? Adam didn't sin, man. Someone give me the precept where it said Adam did not sin, but the woman. Adam didn't sin. Adam wasn't cursed. The Most High cursed the ground for the man's sin. Adam wasn't trying to be like God. He was already made into his image.
That's 1 Timothy 2 and 14, and Adam was not deceived.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. It's the book of 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 14. And Adam was not deceived.
Who was deceived? Who was deceived? Read.
But the woman being deceived.
But who?
But the woman.
Who was deceived?
The woman.
God.
Being deceived was in transgression.
The woman was deceived. The woman was and she's in transgression today because you're trying to be masculine. You're trying to be equal to the man. Some of you trying to tell men what to do, and you're going to die. When the judgment hit, you're going to die, according to the Bible, not according to me. See, you can keep on following this Christianity, and that's going to get you death. Understand that. Understand that. But the woman was deceived. So the scriptures, unfortunately, the freedom that the Most High gave us brought sin into the world through the woman. Huh? It produced suffering and death. It said, through her, we all what, Benaiah? Die. But sin also gives the devil, Satan, an opportunity in people's lives. See, sin allows Satan to rule for the time being upon this earth. Someone get me John 9 verse 30. Satan's ruling this earth. What Hamashiach say? The prince of this world cometh and have nothing in me. We got 98 people on Rumble. Let's keep the thumbs up because we need all of them on here because they need to hear this.
The book of Yahuah, John, chapter 9, verse 30. The man answered and said unto them, why herein is a marvelous thing, that ye know
31.
not from whence. 31. Salaki.
Yeah, come.
The book of Yahuah, John, chapter 9, verse 31. Now we know that the supreme Elohim heareth not sinners.
So the Most High don't hear sinners, man. The Most High don't hear sinners. If you sin, the Most High don't hear your prayer. If you breaking His Lord's statutes and commandments, the Most High don't hear you. He doesn't hear you. All right.
But if any man be a worshiper of the supreme Elohim and doeth his will, him he heareth.
That's the only one He's hearing. To be a worshiper, you mean you keeping these high holy days and doing His will, not what you want to do. Now give me John 14, verse 30. Now, let me show you Satan is ruling this world. Ever since Hamashiach was walking the earth, way back during the time of the Romans, Satan's been ruling this world.
Can I be heard?
Okay.
Book of Yahuah, John chapter 14, verse 30. Hereafter, I will not talk much with you, for the prince of this world cometh and hath nothing in me.
Who's the prince of this world? Satan. So Hamashiach was saying the prince of this world is coming after me. He's going to rule this world. He couldn't have offered Hamashiach the world if he wasn't ruling it. Correct? When he was on the mountain, he said, look, all these things I will give unto you. So the world had to be under his authority. So sin allows Satan to rule this world for the time being. But sin and Satan cannot stop Yahuah's will from being accomplished. In fact, the Most High, thy power, can take anything and use it to accomplish His purpose. Even a David, believe it or not. Now I know that should make ripples. See, we see in the scriptures how Hamashiach uses sin and its consequences to demonstrate to mankind their need to have Yahuah in their lives. He uses our enemy to get our attention. You understand? See, Satan may think that he's working out his own agenda, but he and his host is accomplishing the Most High's purpose in spite of their lies and their rebellion. He couldn't have done it unless the Most High allowed that thing. What did he say to Most High? The only reason that Job is not cursing you is because you put a wedge around it. So he had to get permission from the Most High to be able to try and tempt Job. Everybody understand that?
Come on.
He had to get permission from the Most High to do that thing. Someone give me that. Let's go to the book of Job, one verse. Let me see. Let's go to the book of Job, first chapter. You have to and someone give me Deuteronomy 32 and 39 to prove that nothing could happen unless the Most High allowed that thing to happen, man. Most High allowed that thing to happen, man.
Come.
Job, someone get Job 1 verse 9.
Come. The book of Job, chapter 1, verse 9. Then Satan answered Yahuah and said, doeth Job fear the supreme Elohim for naught?
So he said, does Job fear you for no reason? Read on.
Has not thou made an hedge about him and about his house?
Job. So he's telling the Most High, you protecting Job. That's why he's not sinning. Go ahead.
And about all that he hath on every side. Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. But put forth thine hand now, and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face.
See, so Satan telling the Most High the only reason Job is not cursing you is because you're giving him everything that he wants. Watch this, read on. Now watch the Most. Satan got to get permission from the Most High to tempt Job. Go ahead.
And Yahuah said unto Satan, behold, all that he hath is in thy power,
See that?
Only upon himself put not forth thine hand.
You can tell,
So
you
Satan
can tempt him, but
forth.
you can't touch him.
Come. So Satan went forth from the presence of Yahuah. And there was a day when his sons and his daughters
Let's get on that. Okay. I just wanted to prove that he had to get permission from the Most High to tempt Job. So Satan and his angels, they're not doing anything on their own accord. The Most High has to allow that thing. Nothing can happen unless the Most High, Yahuah, allows it. And someone give me Deborah in Deuteronomy 32 and 39. Watch this. Watch this.
Come. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 39. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand.
Most High wants something to happen, can't nobody prevent it. No one. So the scriptures gives us a number of instances where Yahuah permits an evil spirit. That's what I'm telling you, what's working on a lot of these women, man, men. Evil spirits. These are demons, man. You see these women on there twerking. I tell you what, man, if you don't believe there's demons in them, turn the music down and watch their body music. Watch their body movement. The next time you're looking at it, turn the music down, right? Silence the video, and you can see the demon moving in these people, man. That way you're only dealing with their spirits. You understand? That's how you could see that the way that they're moving. That's a demonic possession, man. It's demonic. So the Most High, he permits these evil walks in persons and people, man, in their life. And we're going to examine some of these tonight, right? Because the Most High uses their activity. Let's look at the first reason. The Most High uses evil spirits to dispense judgment. How many of you read about Abimelech? Let's read about it. Let's go to the book of Judges 9 and 23. Watch this. Judges 9 and 23. He was the son of Gideon. He was the son of Gideon's concubine. That's right. Israelite men can have concubines. Women that's not necessarily a wife, but a concubine.
Come. The book of Judges, chapter 9, verse 23. Then the supreme Elohim sent an evil spirit between Abimelech and the men of Shechem.
He did what? He sent what? Who sent it?
The supreme Elohim sent an evil spirit between.
Hold on. You sure they don't say Satan sent the evil spirit?
No, look. It says the
everybody see that, right? Everybody hear that, right?
Come on.
Saying what? That's what got on damn Stefan, man. The Most High allowed that thing to happen, boy. This is where you better be right, man. The Most High is nothing to play with. So the Most High that you call God sent the evil spirit. Read on.
And the men between Abimelech and the men of Shechem, and the men of Shechem dealt treacherously with Abimelech.
You see that? So Abimelech, he was the son of Gideon's concubine. When Gideon died, he had an opportunity to ascend to power and rule Israel. Going to these hotels, we see in the hotel room, to stop you from committing suicide. A Gideon's Bible. Some of you done stole the Bible. It's a damn shame on you, boy. You done stole a hotel Bible. I seen a dude with I said, man, that Bible came from the hotel. Are you stealing the word of the Most High, man? It's funny, but it's really not. I mean, it happens. It's a good gesture, bad, huh? Yeah. Oh, I know, because I stole one when I was young. I stole a reverend, huh? Oh, wait a minute, Most High, forgive me for stealing your word. Come on. You done stole a Gideon's Bible, man, from these hotels. God. So, nevertheless, he convinced the men of Shechem to support him getting rid of 70 brothers. Only Jonathan, the youngest brother, survived. Everybody understand that? You ever read that story? Jonathan later pronounced what could be called a prophetic curse upon Abimelech and the town of Shechem. So after Abimelech had resigned 3 years, Yahuah permitted an evil spirit to start stirring up hatred between Abimelech and the people of Shechem. See, the Most High allowed that thing. See, a man named Gaal, convinced the people that they should not serve Abimelech. So Abimelech attacked the city of Shechem, and he killed the people and destroyed the city and its tower. Then Abimelech went to the city, Thebes, and he encamped against it. So many of the people of that city also fled to the tower for safety. So as Abimelech approached the tower to burn it, as he had done in Shechem, a woman dropped a millstone down upon his head and crushed his skull. Y'all read that story?
Come. It's been a minute.
So rather than have it, it said he was killed by a woman. He had his armor bearer kill him with a sword. Now, we read that part not long ago. He didn't want to die from the woman dropping that, crushing his skull, so he had his armor bearer dust him with the sword. Give me Judges 9, 56 and 57. Watch this.
The book of Judges, chapter 9, verse 56. Thus, the supreme Elohim rendered the wickedness of Abimelech, which he did unto his father, in slaying his 70 brethren. And all the evil of the men of Shechem did the supreme Elohim render upon their heads. And upon them came the curse of Jotham, the son of Jerubbaal.
Okay, another wicked king was King Ahab. Someone get 1 Kings 22 and 23. See, King Ahab, he was a wicked king of Israel. Ahab asked Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, to go with him and fight Ramoth, Gilead, to free the city from Syrians' control.
The book of 1 Kings. Go ahead.
Book of 1 Kings, chapter 22, verse 23. Now therefore, behold, Yahuah hath put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these thy prophets, and Yahuah hath spoken evil concerning thee. But Zedekiah, the son of Shinaanah, went near and smote Micaiah and on the cheek and said, which way went the spirit of Yahuah from me to speak unto thee? And Micaiah said, behold, thou shalt see in that day when thou shalt go into an inner chamber to hide thyself. And the king of Israel said, take Micaiah and carry him back unto Ammon, the governor of the city, and to Joash, the king's son, and say, thus saith the king, put this fellow in the prison, and feed him with bread of affliction and with water of affliction, until I come in peace. And Micaiah said, if thou return at all in peace, Yahuah have not spoken by me. And he said, hearken, O people.
Let's go to, I only wanted 22 and 23. So basically, Jehoshaphat asked Ahab to inquire of the Most High to seek his will. And Ahab called together 400 prophets, and he asked him if they should fight Ramoth Gilead. And so all the prophets responded, "Go up from the Most High, will deliver you into the hands of the king." Jehoshaphat, he was not satisfied with the 400 prophets. So he said, "Is there still not a prophet of the Most High here that we may inquire of him?" So Mircah was summoned, and he told the king, "I saw all Israel scattered on the mountains as sheep, and they had no shepherd." So King Ahab was not happy with this particular response because it was not what he wanted to hear. So the prophet spoke and said that the Most High had shown him a vision, and he saw the Most High sitting on the throne asking the question, who will persuade Ahab to go up, that he may fall from Ramoth Gilead? And so there was a few responses. Then a spirit came forward and stood before them and said, "I'll persuade them." So the Most High said to him, "In what way?" So the spirit said, "I will go out and be a lion spirit in the mouth of the prophets." And the Most High said, "You shall persuade him and also prevail. Go and do it." You guys ever read that? So the king had the prophet put into prison, and then he proceeded to go to battle against the king of Syria. Even though he was disguised, right? Even though he was disguised, a random arrow struck the king between his armor, and he bled to death in his chariot on the battlefield. So King Ahab was brought to judgment because the Most High permitted an evil spirit to work in this circumstance. You see that? Now, tell me the Most High don't use evil spirit to get some of you, man. I'm telling you, man. So 1 Kings 22 and 22. Read that. Most High allow that thing, man.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 22, verse 22. And Yahuah said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, thou shalt persuade him.
Who's saying this? This evil spirit is saying this. The evil spirit is saying this.
That makes sense. I was confused when reading this. Who was speaking to be the one to lie for the Most High? Okay, come.
Yeah, that's an evil spirit.
Come.
Go ahead, up.
Con, thou shalt persuade him and prevail also.
See that?
Go forth and do so.
You see? Jump down to verse 38.
Con. The book of 1 Kings, chapter 22, verse 38. And one washed the chariot in the pool of Samaria, and the dogs licked up his blood.
The pool of Samaria is where the prostitutes would bathe. If you know anything about history, the pool of Samaria is where the whores, the prostitutes would bathe. God.
And they washed his
armor.
armor
Licked up his blood.
According unto the word of Yahuah, which he spake.
So as the Most High declared, man, the dogs was eating this man's blood. Now, another way that the Most High uses evil spirits is to administer chastisement. So all of you missing these high holy days, the Most High got something for you. The Most High got something for you. See, the Most High chastise those who are sinning that they may recognize their sin and turn their lives over to him. but Shaitan seeking a different outcome. Let's look at Saul, huh? 1 Samuel chapter 13, verse 31. Saul, he was a very secular person who relied upon his understanding and abilities rather than the Most High's. See, the Most High reprimanded him through the prophet Samuel on several occasions. Why? Because of his disobedience. First, he was informed that the kingdom would not endure because the Most High had sought out a man after his own heart, which was King David. So someone get me 1 Samuel chapter 13, verse 31.
It's only 23 on that one.
13 verse 14.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 13, verse 14. But now thy kingdom shall not continue. Yahuah hath sought him a man after his own heart.
So that was letting them know that King David was going to be the king. Go to verse 15, verse 26. So the Most High rejected him as king.
And Samuel arose, 1 Samuel chapter 13, verse 15. And Samuel arose and gat him up from Gilgal until Gibeah of Benjamin. And Saul numbered the people that were present with him about 600 men. And Saul and Jonathan his son and the people that were present with him abode in Gibeah.
Like I think he meant 15 verse 26. Chapter
15 and 26. Chapter 15 and 26.
The book of 1 Samuel chapter 15 verse 26. And Samuel said unto Saul, I will not return with thee, for thou hast rejected the word of Yahuah. Yahuah hath rejected thee from being king over Israel.
So the kingship was taken away from Saul. Then the Most High anointed David, and the spirit of the Most High came upon David. The Most High removed his spirit from King Saul and permitted an evil spirit to torment him. Let's prove it. Let's get chapter 16, verse 14. 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 14.
The book of Samuel chapter 16, verse 14. But the spirit of Yahuah departed from Saul, and an evil spirit from Yahuah troubled him.
See, that's what happened to Barak Shah. This is what God calling Barak Shah, Stefan. An evil spirit got on him, man. Everybody see this, right? You see how the Most High let this stuff happen, man?
Yeah.
This is why you gotta stay prayed up, man. Evil spirit got on him, man. Ain't no man in his right mind's gonna just off himself for no reason. You just talking on the phone with us, man. A damn spirit got on you, man. Better protect yourself with this word, man. So you guys can keep thinking this is funny, man. See, the Most High, this is my belief. I believe that the Most High was still trying to salvage the man Saul by getting his attention through the work of evil spirits, right? Trying to get him to repent. This man suffered depression, but he still leaned towards his own understanding. Scriptures don't follow your own understanding. See, sometimes when we're in mental, emotional, or physical pain, we turn to Yahuah for help. But Saul did not seek the Most High. Instead, he seeked his own understanding. The man even went to a damn witch to summon Samuel back from the dead after he was dead. Familiar spirit. And he became a very, very angry man. He exhibited a lot of jealousy, fear. Why? Because of David. 1 Samuel chapter 18, verse 18 and 19. See, that evil spirit was influencing Saul, man. It was influencing Saul's life. So, but why? Because this man had made repeated attempts to kill David. Okay, read what you got.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 18, verse 18. And David said unto Saul, who am I? And what is my life or my father's family in Israel, that I should be son-in-law to the king? But it came to pass at the time when Merab, Saul's daughter, should have been given to David, that she was given unto Adriel, the Maholathite, to wife.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I was going to say that right there in itself is a major offense in our culture when there's already an agreement put in place.
See, if King Saul had responded differently to the chastisement that the Most High had permitted, his life and the lives of his sons might have been different. So instead of turning to the Most High about his feelings towards David, he sought to eliminate David. That means he was challenging the terms of the Most High. And so by trying to destroy the Most High's chosen, he was actually fighting against the Most High himself, making himself the Most High's enemy. See, everybody understand that, man? So even the chastisement of the Most High, it did not even bring a change in this man's life. That's the evil spirit that was on him. How are you going to go against the man that the Most High's put in charge? That means you've warred against the Most High. About the parable of the unmerciful servant. Someone get Matthew 18 and 21 through 35. The parable of the unmerciful servant.
The book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 21.
So let me give him a synopsis. This parable was given by Yahushua to the question, the Most High, how many times shall I forgive my brother when he sinned against me? So Yahushua responded with a story about a servant who owed the king 10,000 talents. So as the servant was unable to pay what he owed, his master ordered that he and his wife and his children, along with all they possessed, be sold to repay the debt. So the servant fell on his knees before the king and he begged for his patience so that he might have time to pay him back. So his master surprised him by canceling all of his debts and letting him go. But the story didn't end there. The forgiven servant found one of his fellow servants who owed him money and began grabbing him and choking him. So he demanded to be paid, and a lot of you are like this. He demanded to be paid what he was owed. So his fellow servant fell to his knees and he begged him. He said, be patient with me. I will pay you back. But the forgiven servant would not forgive him, but had the man thrown into prison until he would pay the debt. And the other servants witnessed what happened and they reported it to Yahushua. So the master, Yahushua, called the servant and he reprimanded him. Yahushua said, you wicked servant, I cancel all the debts of yours because you begged me. And when I say Yahushua said this, he was talking through this king that this man owed, this master that this man owed. He said, shouldn't you have mercy on your fellow servant? Just I had mercy on you. Then we're told as we read on, and his Lord, his master, was wroth and delivered him to the tormentors. till he should pay all that was due to him. Huh? Go ahead, read that, Kadar. Matthew 18:21.
Matthew chapter 18, verse 21. Then came Peter to him and said, Master, how oft shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him till 7 times? Yahushua saith unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7. Therefore is the kingdom of heaven likened unto a certain king, which would take account of his servants. And when he had begun to reckon, one was brought unto him, which owed him 10,000 talents. But for as much as he had not to pay, his master commanded him to be sold, and his wife and children, and all that he had, and payment to be made. The servant therefore fell down and worshipped him, saying, Master, have patience with me, and I will pay thee all. Then the master of the servant was moved with compassion and loosed him and forgave him the debt. But the same servant went out and found one of his fellow servants, which owed him 100 pence. And he laid hands on him and took him by the throat, saying, Pay me.
He's talking to him. He was just forgiven.
Come.
This man was just forgiven, man.
Times 100. And his fellow servant fell down at his feet and besought him, saying, Have patience with me, and I will pay thee all. And he would not, but went and cast him into prison till he should pay the debt.
Same thing he did, huh? This man was asking for the same mercy that he received, but he had that man thrown into prison after he was forgiven. Go ahead.
So when his fellow servants saw what was done, they were very sorry and came and told unto their master all that was done. Then his master, after that he had called, said unto him, O thou wicked servant, gave thee all that debt, because thou didst me. Shouldest not thou also have had compassion on thy fellow servant, even as I had pity on thee? And his master was wroth and delivered him to the tormentors, till he should pay all that was due unto him. So likewise shall my heavenly Father do also unto you, if ye from your hearts forgive not everyone his brother their trespasses.
See that? So the message here, man, is that we must remember that this parable is designed to convey a spiritual lesson to the listener and the reader about the consequences of unforgiveness. See, the Most High often turns sinners over to their enemy and permits them to torment them. And it's through the suffering, the consequences of sin, that a sinner repents and asks for mercy. Let's look at Ephesians 4:26 through 31, where Paul says, do not let the sun go down while you're still angry.
Come. The book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 26. Be ye angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath.
Or you and your wife is angry, you sleeping in different rooms, boy. Satan's in the midst, boy. Most High said, don't let the sun go down on your anger. Huh? Read on.
Neither give place to the devil.
So you give opportunities to the devil. Read on.
Let him that stole steal no more, but rather let him labor.
Get your hand out of my pocket, David. Get your hand out of my pocket, David.
Working with his hands the thing which is good,
Anything
that he may have
Anything that ugly and someone hasn't killed it had to be created by the Most High.
What?
Go ahead, huh?
That he may have to give to him that needeth. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. And grieve not the Holy Spirit of Yahuah, whereby ye are.
That's good. Now, the Most High also uses evil spirits to test a believer's faith. Like Job. We're read about the stories in Job. Job was blameless. He was a perfect. Someone get Job 1 verse 1. He was a perfect and upright man. But the Most High used the evil spirit of the devil himself to test Job's faith.
Come. The book of Job, chapter 1, verse 1. There was a man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright, and one that feared the supreme Elohim.
Jump down to verse 3.
Verse 3. His substance was also was 7,000 sheep and 3,000 camels and 500 yoke of oxen and 500 she asses.
So this man had a
very great household.
This man had a lot of stuff. Read verse 5. You found out that he was sacrificed to the Most High every day. Okay.
Verse 5. And it was so, when the days of their feasting were gone about, that Job sent and sanctified them and rose up early in the morning and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For Job said, it may be that my sons have sinned and cursed the supreme Elohim in their hearts. Thus did Job continually.
The Most High said Job was so righteous, there was no other man on earth like him. Read verse 8. I can't make this up.
Come. And Yahuah said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth?
See that?
A perfect man and an upright man, one that feareth the supreme Elohim and escheweth evil.
Now check this out Now, Job wasn't doing nothing wrong, man. The Most High himself just said he was perfect and upright. But he tested his faith. Everything he threw at Job was a test, man. He tested his faith. So the Most High, in this case, used an evil spirit of Satan to test Job's faith. How many of you been tested? And how many of you fell? Some of you fell miserably. Read Job 13 and 15. Job up to the door.
The book of Job, chapter 13, verse 15. Though he slay me, yet will I trust in him.
See that? How many of you say that?
Come on.
You still getting angry with the Most High. You still getting angry with the Most High.
But I will maintain mine own ways before him.
Come. The Apostle Paul once had a vision, and the vision was so wonderful, Paul could not discern whether he was actually up in heaven or not. 2 Corinthians 12, verse 10. Actually, start reading at verse 1. 2 Corinthians 12, verse 1 through 10. Watch this vision Paul had.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 12, verse 1. it is not expedient for me, doubtless, to glory. I will come to visions and revelations of Yahuah. I knew a man in Hamashiach above 14 years ago, whether in the body I cannot tell, or where out of the body I cannot tell. The supreme Elohim knoweth. Such a one caught up to the third heaven. And I knew such a man, whether in the body or out of the body, I cannot tell. The supreme Elohim knoweth. How that he was caught up into paradise and heard unspeakable words, which it is not lawful for a man to utter. Of one will I glory, yet of mouth I will not glory, but in mine infirmities. For though I would desire to glory, I shall not be a fool, for I will say the truth. But now I forbear, lest any man should think of me above that which he seeth me to be, or that he heareth me, and lest I should be exalted of measure through the abundant revelations. There was given to me thorn in the flesh, the measure of Satan to buffet me, lest I should be exalted above measure. For this thing I besought Yahuah thrice, that it might depart from me. And he said to me, my grace is sufficient, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, the power of Hamashiach may rest upon me. Therefore, I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches, in necessities, in persecutions, in distresses, for Hamashiach's sake. For when I am weak, then am I strong. I am become a fool in glorying. Ye have compelled me, for I ought to have been commended of you. For in nothing am I behind the very chiefest apostles, though I be nothing. Truly the signs of an apostle were wrought among you in patience, in signs and wonders and mighty deeds. For what is it wherein ye inferior to other churches, except it be that I myself not burden to you? Forgive me this wrong. Behold, the third time I am ready to come to you, and I will not be burdensome to you, for I seek not yours, but you. For the children ought not to lay up for the parents, but the parents for the children. And I will very gladly spend and be spent for you. Though the more abundantly I love you, the less I be loved. I was 1 through 15 up.
King, brother, King. I'm gonna stop right there, man. If anyone else have any other thing that they would like to commence with, I'll let it go on. I'm gonna post the link in the room. Praise be the Most High.
Come on.
So all of the people that decided to show up.
God willing, I'm leaving tomorrow morning. What's the weather like over there?
Hot.
Some type of storm coming down here. It's been raining all week.
I didn't check, see if it was going to rain.
Same thing here, been off and on.
Hallelujah. Praise to the Most High. At times people sit and they get on their knees and pray and so seriously with so much effort, but you're not taking what the Most High says seriously with so much effort. So it's imbalance there. He's not gonna hear your prayers. Not gonna hear no prayers if you're not doing what he says. Men are commanded to gather 3 times. You gotta gather for these high holy days. You're not doing it for no man. Not doing it for nobody a part of T-Dot, but thus saith Yahuah through Hamashiach Yahusha. That's what it is.
Cool.
It's not to please no man. Do this for the Most High. That's what it is. You never know what. Come. You never know what you never know what might happen when you step out the door in the morning. You've never been to a high, especially if you've never been to a high holy day.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. Think about that. Been around for a year or something. Never been to a high holy day, man. Nothing. Told y'all a while back, man, about that Negro, boy. He's something else, man. Something else, boy. Can't even hold you, boy. That thing is something else, boy. That's exactly what it is, a thing. Anyone hear from Jason Wesley? That guy was supposed to have left yesterday. Still haven't heard from him.
Not yet.
About the brother Justice.
Oh, he's not coming in. He's over there. Shalom, Elder David.
Cain, Brother Cain.
Sure, David.
I thought of some of these scriptures throughout the week. You know, that's one thing that keeps my interest in the kingdom here on earth as it is in heaven. The true priest, the real priest, got the Bible now. And I may be excluded from that. I may not be a real priest, but I'm believing that these Akims are the real priests. I like that he said, though he slay me, I will still worship him. Now, since you're new on your walk, new people, there are a lot of scriptures that you're going to read that you aren't going to want to be like. But it's the darndest thing. You cannot pick your test or your trial. You just can't pick it. Hamashiach takes a look at what you can handle, and the Ruach will put that thing down. Sometimes he doesn't really give you a warning. I don't want you to expect a warning. I don't want you to try to avoid anything, because he's not going to waste anything. But you have to participate in it. If you want to get blessed, if you want to become what you were created to be, you should be doing something.
David,
going that way.
I'm going to give 15 seconds. If you don't mention that rule, I'm going to kick you off.
I did mention the rule. You wasn't listening. You wasn't listening. So the only thing I can tell you, new people, is sometimes the Ruach Kadosh it'll seem like he's leading you around with a carrot. And it's the kind of carrot that the horse has that is plowing the field, he can follow that carrot, but he's never going to get it. And it's the same thing with Hamashiach, the Ruach Kadosh. I went over a 15-second limit. It's the same thing. It'll seem like you'll never get it, but if you look at what that beast of burden did, not getting to the carrot, he plowed the whole field. If you had asked him and fed him good before he went out there and talked to him and gave him a bath and rubbed him down and everything, he wouldn't have finished that field. He'd have came up with a reason not to do it. And I'm just saying, this is just my example. But by the grace of God, there go I. And he just keeps this true disciple thing right in front of me. I can see it. But yeah, I plowed my way here, and I plowed around all day, and I still made it. I didn't stop. I kept moving. I had some trials and some tribulations, and I had a little bit of everything today. But I kept my eye on the prize, which was coming to the Bible study. I hope that the true disciples of Christ and these Bible studies turn into a carrot for you, something that you're not quite going to reach. But by you not giving up, you're plowing the field. And then others will come behind you, because some will plant the seed, and some will water, and some will harvest. I love how Hamashiach's words come together. And I could sit and listen to him all day. And the Kahan, it's coming that way with him too. I could listen to him all day. When he first started, or at least when I first found out about the true disciples of Christ, man, they would be online for hours. Just nobody even said, well, you know, we've been on, so I got to hang up or whatever. It just was not so. Excuse me. Thumbs up as you come in the room. You know, if you do a thumbs up, it'll draw more people to the channel. Somebody that you love might be thinking about pulling that trigger. And this is something that you can do, and you don't actually have to be there. We can't be everywhere. The Ruach Kadosh can. And if it's simple. I mean, how could you watch the whole program and don't thumbs up? And I shouldn't even call it a thumbs up, because I tell you, they have the potential for all of us to be together on one of these high holy days, and the Ruach Kadosh will set on that room. Don't you want to be there? Don't you want to be part of something like that? The room is called the upper room. And there weren't that many disciples. I very seldom read scriptures where there were 12 disciples together all at the same time. And I'm pretty sure I'm not looking at it, but I've taken the word and I hid it in my heart. But I'm pretty sure there weren't 12 in the upper room. But there was 1,000 outside that house when that Ruach hit. You have to do something. What point is it to just hear it? Now, if you hear it, then while you're plowing, then you'll think of it. That's how it works. Try not to think about it and then try to do something. I mean, don't try to hear the word and then try to do something about it. do something, do something, do something. Put a like in the room. Bring the tithe into the storehouse so that there will be meat there. He's unselfish. He'll feed you. But, I mean, what do you want him to feed you if you're not giving him anything? I think Paul said, I don't want anything that didn't cost me something. And I wasn't really with the true disciples of Christ when I learned that. And I feel that way. And it helps me. It keeps me going. I'm plowing the field. And somebody else will come along. And that's my part. I could plow. I don't know anything about agriculture. But I know how to be a beast of burden. I know how to get beat down and get back up. I know how to start and don't stop. And sometimes, I just wonder why the Ruach Kadosh picked me. I literally do. And I'm glad he read to you from Paul. Paul is a well-rounded man. And I'm glad he read to you about Saul. So you can get an idea what it's like when you have everything. You could be a king. And what happens to you when you're not following the Ruach Kadosh. You got everything you need. Saul was a king. And not only was he a king, he was a big, strong, strapping king. Because he stood head and shoulders over others. He's like Kedar. He's just tall. So the people preferred Saul for a leader. That's why he had so much trouble with David. David was probably not tall. I'm just saying. I wasn't there. And that man who had everything getting ready to get taken from him, he went as far dark as you can get. He asked a witch to conjure somebody up from the dead. A holy man, no less. Sheesh. What the Khan didn't tell you was that witch was afraid of Saul. Because Saul sent out a decree, if it's a witch, kill it. On sight. And I would go as far as saying, even though it's not written, I'd say he had a reward out for it. Just a little incentive. But that's right where he went. The same thing you put your finger on. Excuse me. The same thing you put your finger on, you better watch out. Here's the thing that I like to tell the young men on their way up and becoming rising stars. Yes, I do know some people who are rising stars. Yes, I do. I tell them, I'd be like, be careful with that camera and hopping in front of that camera all the time. Because it's going to be the same camera when you're on your way down. And, when you're rising, you don't think about the falling. Oh, yeah, there is falling in the kingdom. I mean, I think Job fell pretty far. I don't even like to talk about Job after all that happened to him. Could you imagine all your sons and daughters all gone the same day? No hurricane, no tornado, no floods like down there where Kedar is. Whew, boy, and he is really catching it because their leader down there is he's not liking melanated people right now. But Kedar has and tested. And he came up praising and worshiping. But if you think it's easy to live in Florida right now, do you know that there is a travel advisory for melanated people not to go to Florida? Now, you can stop me. And Kadar's just standing there singing that praise and worship music. I'm coming into the rooms, encouraging someone who's lost. You could tell who's a man of God. You could tell if you watch. And even better, if you come alongside them. And even better, if you give them something. If you give, you have to give it from your heart. You're not giving to God. God don't need your money. You're not giving to the Ruach Kadosh. He owns the gold and cattle on 1,000 hills. It's written. So the Bible has to be talking about taking the tithe and giving it to a holy man. I believe this so much where I gave this lady a real big discount. She had an acre of land, and she couldn't do anything with it. I paid attention to her because she taught me how to sing. She taught me about this thing called tracks. And in the old days, we had records, and on one side it would be the words, and on the other side it would be just the instrumental. But you know, the college kids took over, so now it's called a track. And once I started singing to the tracks, I did pretty good, considering it, you know, I wasn't doing good. So so I try to look out for her. She's an older lady, and she has like an acre of land. And so I broke a lawnmower. I worked so hard that lawnmower burnt out. She had to go buy another lawnmower in order for me to finish that part of the job. I still had to go dig roots up in another section. So I only charged her $100. Now calm down. This ain't a me, I thing. It's just an example. So she said, make sure you pay your tithes, honey, or sugar, or whatever older people call you. So I took a 20 and I gave it back to her. She said, no, well, just give it at the church. So I told her, I said, ma'am, if I'm giving to a pastor, I am giving to the church. I always believed that. But I was never under any illusions that whatever I was given is going to God. I just wasn't delusional. The tithe goes to the people who are working for you, for your soul, to prepare you, to equip you for the gospel. Because let me tell you something. You're going to do this gospel. You're going to do this gospel. Try not to do it like Job did. Now, calm down. I'm not being sarcastic. Job was a righteous man. It's an honor to be chastised with the authority of the creator of heaven and earth. Said, test Kahan Tazadam. And I'm pretty sure he's been tested. It's a terrible thing to be in leadership. But you can be on the team. You don't have to be a leader. You could be on the team. Job was a leader, but his team was out partying, his sons and daughters. But I digress. You haven't read the story yet. But I just want to give you a heads up. You're going to go through some of these stories. I can prove it. What I tried to do, what made the Bible easier for me, instead of listening to a pastor preaching to me every Sunday, or us, or the congregation, was one day I found myself in one of those stories. There's a bunch of stories in there. I think I'm reading the Gideon's Bible. Let me see how many pages I got. 1,192 pages in there. You're going to find a story in there that's similar to yours. Here's the test. If a Mashiach, if the Most High tells you, go to the High Holy Day, and you say, I don't want to go to the High Holy Day with those righteous people, I think the Gaon had said something like this. Not the exact same example. And so Jonah decided to go the other way. And you're going to hear the story about Jonah, how great fish swallowed him. And he was in the belly of that whale for 3 days. And guess what? The person who wrote that story didn't have to come up with this kind of ending. He could have came up with any kind of ending. He could have just left it with, and Jonah was swallowed up by a whale. He could have just left it at that. Story over. But he said, no, I'm going to go a little bit further. On the third day, have you ever seen a beached whale? Have you ever seen a whale do that? Well, the whale beached itself and spit out Jonah. He looked like something else. Oh boy. He's like the Kahan calls me an ugly dude all the time. And I ain't got nothing on Jonah because he was in the belly of the whale. In the windows. And he got the idea. He got the point. He started preaching the gospel. And everybody got saved, just like he knew they would. That's why he didn't want to go, because he didn't like them. Now, I'm so glad. Okay, so full stop on that. And I'm so glad that he took the time out while you're listening to encourage you to forgive. Because you will have occasion after occasion after occasion to forgive. And if you can't do it, yeah, well, you might as well just think about being like Jonah in the whale. Just change it with your name. You might not want to teach it with your name because we don't want to change the message. Because the message has the power, not my presentation of it. It's the word that was inspired by the creator of heaven and earth. Then, near as I could tell, his word hasn't been coming back void to me yet. But I'm sitting my little self right down here on another high holy day. And I even had my nerve to think, now, how many of these high holy days I go to? But if you had to went through the kind of day I went through today, okay, but you didn't. Maybe you went through worse. You probably did, because I know that whatever I'm going through, I know that there's going to be an end to it. I don't know when, but I know that there'll be an end to it. I just get patient and just try to enjoy myself in it. And because there's no way in the world I'm going to be, I'm tempted, battered, beaten, and bruised, and be mad at, and be mad also. I think I'm going to be glad about it. I want you to look at the things that are happening to you as good. Because if you don't, you might have a real problem when it's time for you to get tried by fire. You might not like that. And he said it just right. I didn't know that it was Job that had said that. But he said, even though the Most High slay me, I always remembered that scripture. Yet will I praise him. Praise be to the Most High. Hallelujah. You got me started. Now I'm feeling it now.
Yeah, Keith, you mind if I interject right quick, David? David, then you go back to the podium. I just want to interject right quick. Definitely Shabbat Shalom to our family. What's going on, Mr. Bukai, and all the viewing audience. I just want to chime in due to the fact that we all be tempted. You know, for the topic of the discussion with Kahan, Tazadak, and the rest of the brothers, we all be tested. There's so many levels of I would say grieving sorrow. I mean grieving spirits out here. Even when we step out the door, night and day, it's different levels. It's different levels of proving or test temptations from the youth to the wise. Yeah, it's different. Some people says different levels, different devils. Hey, it's so many. It's so many levels to it. Far as being tempted. But I just want to say this, far as like with the brother Stefan, like he definitely got tempted. He wasn't too strong enough. You know, I ain't on talking. I ain't trying to bring on no bad report or nothing. You know what I'm saying, on his name or whatnot. But when I seen the thumbnail with Taza Doc had put up, I ain't know what was going on. But when I seen his face, like damn, he remind me of Fana Shakur. Like I ain't talking bad about Aki, but when I seen him, I'm like, yo, he look like he making them a Fana Shakur moves. I just wanted to say that's been on my spirit for a minute. Like I wanted to say that about Aki, and it's sad, it's unfortunate how he took himself out. You know what I'm saying, being tempted. But yeah, I digress.
Cain, brother, we know you're feeling some type of way because he touched you. No matter how he went out, he touched people along the way. And you're going to touch people along the way as well. Just know this, new people. You're not going to be tempted past that which you can't handle. The only thing that it doesn't tell you is that you're going to get tempted with different things. You know how you say new levels, new devils? So that means whatever level you were on, you were tempted. Well, when you get bumped up, you're going to get tempted too. So being tempted doesn't stop. Being tempted, it isn't even the goal. The goal is to be like Job. Do not curse God. Do not curse God and die. That's the goal. I'm glad you spoke up. And as men, I find that I can do that here. I have no problem with speaking up here. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's incoherent, but they allow me to let it out. We can't keep it in. That was the biggest lie ever told. That men are supposed to be strong. Men are supposed to be this. Men ain't supposed to cry. That's the biggest lie I ever heard. But I believed it for a while. And then it's just too much. Then you explode off of something simple. Yeah, I can't see my kids. Ooh, wow, okay. I know this is a somber thing, but I couldn't wait to stop seeing my kids. When them jokers got 18, I was like, hey, see you. That's it. Well, I mean, I guess it's different at different ages, but I want you brothers to know that your daughter will always love you. You are the first man she ever loved. It doesn't matter if she sees you or not. Whenever she sees you, she's always going to love you. That's a little something that doesn't get passed on to us as men. Because the daughter, when she's born, she's not, she didn't hit the wall. So she's more, I don't know. I'm not a clinical guy, but she will fall in love with her dad. And she doesn't change. So I guess if she was born at her mother's age, I guess she might not like you. chances are pretty good she's going to like it. And your sons, the Bible says that if you have a rebellious son, take him to the elders and let them stone them. It also says something about a daughter who has too much liberty. So the Bible is pretty clear about the kind of relationships that fathers and sons and mothers and parents will have with their children. What I had to learn to do was don't accept anything from my children except for what was in that Bible. Nothing. Now I'm just going to say something like something happened to a friend of mine. And there was some drugs that were left in his brand new conversion van, white with a blue interior. Oh man, you'd have loved that thing. You seen it. It had captain seats. It had the TV and the VCR. I digress. And I called him up and I gave him some instructions. I said, here's what you do. You take those drugs that you found and you call the police and tell them come pick it up. And then when your son comes back to his senses and says, hey, did you find anything in your van? I want you to tell him, yeah, Sergeant David has it. I'm down at the police station. He wants to see you. That's a hard thing for a father to do that to his son. But if you don't, it'll get worse. It was a hard thing for the father to put Hamashiach on that cross. Now imagine where we would be if Hamashiach didn't get up on that cross. Imagine where my friend would be if he didn't do that to his son. Imagine. Okay, so you're going to have to do the hard stuff. You're going to have to say the hard stuff, but you can't keep it in. No more keeping it in. I bind that spirit of men keeping stuff in. As ugly as I am, you are not going to make an uglier face than me if you have to cry, if you break down. And if you're convincing enough, I might cry with you. If you're hurting that bad, I can feel it. Just like you felt that young man in his way that he chose to go. So that's all we can do. Just love each other. We don't owe anyone on this panel, any of you new people, I don't want you to owe any man anything but love. Yeah, and that's it. Because that's what the Bible says. And if you do what the Bible says, you'll get what the Bible says you'll get. Now, I don't want you to be surprised when you find you can't do everything that's in the Bible. That the Quran used to say, there are 613 laws. How many did you break today? If you do the high holy days, you'll get a lot closer to not committing 613 sins. And by not doing that, committing the sins, you'll be the horse plowing and plowing and plowing and plowing. And eventually you'll do it less and less and less. And then suddenly you're going to find, hey, I am perfect, even as Hamashiach is perfect. It's a better perfect. It's better than self-righteousness. I'm not really sure what that is, but anytime I saw someone who I thought was self-righteous, that they didn't look happy. I believe that righteousness is a gift from the Most High. You should be happy about that, why don't you? And it's up to you. You got the same amount of hours, young people. Why don't you get the same amount of hours as everybody else in a day? Why don't you spend more time being happy? That's the goal. Well done, good and faithful servant. Come and enter into my joy. Why won't you be happy now? It's lots of practice. But you found a good place if you found the true disciples of Christ. But you got to participate. You're not doing any good for yourself if you're not plowing some kind of field, if you're not helping somebody plant some seeds. We call the scriptures or the precepts, we call them seeds. And then they'll grow. And then they'll meet the Kahan. And he'll harvest them. Good luck with me being a harvester. I know I'm not a harvester. I don't have the patience. I'm not even patient with myself. I get on my own nerve. But I got enough of his word. I've done enough plowing that this is what I expect. And let me tell you something. If I believe it in my heart, it'll be so. I believe I'm going to hear, well done, good and faithful servant. Come and enter into my joy. You barely made it. I'll take it. I want you to see yourself being in the kingdom by trying stuff. Blow the shofar. Wear the holy garbs. Go to the high holy days. It's completely opposite of what I was doing whenever I was coming up as a Christian. It's completely opposite.